Have you ever felt so scared about what the future might bring? Have you ever felt so much anxiety and overwhelming about the choices that you have to take? So along my journey, I used to get so much anxiety and so much fear about tomorrow. And I acknowledged that my fear and my anxiety I was feeling was because I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't listening to my instinct, and I was living a life that I didn't want to live. So as you already know, I spent 15 years living where I didn't want it to be and not trusting myself. And I was in a situation where I didn't trust myself. But in the same time, I was trying to convince myself that that's the path. And there's nothing I can do because I was afraid anyway. I thought that I have to be in a certain way, to act in a certain way, to dress in a certain way, to laugh in a certain way, or not to laugh and be joyful if I thought it wasn't the right timing. And that made me dim my light and my joy into anxiety and in mistrusting myself and my instinct. Because I wasn't trusting myself and loving myself enough to listen to myself. So it came a time when I had to go back to origins of myself and confronted my own fear and spoke my truth that set me free, indeed. So we so much try to fit in and to please others by compromising our wishes and our desires. And we let others write the story of our lives. Because we are too afraid and because we don't trust ourselves. So I came to realize that anxiety is the lack of self-trust and self-love. So for you to trust yourself, you need first to know yourself, your deepest self. And we value the opinion of others more than we value the opinions of ourselves or our inner voice. So what helped me along my journey is to become conscious about my feelings and about myself. And by observing and by meditating. So meditation is actually a time that you give yourself as a present. Within myself, I found peace and stillness and happiness and joyfulness. We have to go back to origins of ourselves every day to find the peace and the balance within ourselves. So make time for yourself every day and become present of this moment and be grateful for what you have already. Enjoy your every breath. Take responsibility of what you choose to think and feel every day. I realized that instead of focusing on what I cannot change and what I'm not good at, I better as well concentrating my energy on the things that I can change and on the things that I can control. You know, something about control is that we think we are in control and we want to be in control every step of the time. But if we knew everything ahead, life wouldn't be so surprisingly beautiful. And I do believe that the universe is arranging things in our favor. So even if I didn't trust my instinct and I was fearful and anxious and I didn't love myself, well, I believe that every experience is meant to build ourselves and to know ourselves better. So I have no regrets now because I learned my lesson. And my lesson was to know myself and to love myself and accept myself the way I am. Concentrate on the things that you can change, like your breath or your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Who are you listening to? What you are choosing to do with your time. If you're choosing to watch TV, if you're choosing to read a book and invest in yourself. What you're telling, becoming conscious of what you're telling to yourself. What story you are telling yourself. So you can choose to focus on your passion or dwell in the story that you are telling yourself over and over again for so many years. Maybe that you're not good enough, that you're not beautiful enough, not talented enough, or that you have a rough childhood. Guess what? Many of us had a rough childhood because our parents didn't know better. And most of the successful people on this planet had the most traumatic and horrible childhood and still made it. So they didn't let their circumstances shape their future and their life. They got their heads straight and focused on what they wanted to achieve. And they worked on their dreams and focused on what they wanted in that given situation. So please realize that your thoughts create your reality, because your thoughts affects how you feel, and how you feel affects how you act. So become conscious and aware of your thoughts and your feelings. It's all about becoming present in this moment and taking time to go back into origins of yourself. Change any of these and you take ownership over yourself. The best way and the fastest way to observe first is observing what you're feeling, what you're telling yourself. What's the story you are telling yourself, about the world, about the money, about abundance? Reduce your cortisol levels by moving your body, by eating the high frequency foods. Fear and anxiety is caused by the lack of magnesium. So watch my video on how to raise your frequency, which I'll put the link below, so you can save time and energy and invest that time and energy and attention and focus into yourself, because you are the most important person in your life. If you haven't been, well, it's time to be. The connection I saw between what I was eating and how I was feeling is pretty powerful, because certain foods are triggering how you feel. So foods that are rich in magnesium are like kales or leafy greens, living foods like quinoa, plums, wakame. So habits are the ones that hold you stuck. Build yourself up by building new healthy habits. Make new choices. Become somebody else. You have the power to do absolutely anything and to become anything you want. Stop saying I'll start tomorrow and take responsibility today. The only thing that you have to focus in this moment is the choices that you are making right now. Accept yourself. Trust yourself and love yourself the way you are. Fear comes from a lack of self-trust and self-love. So start to love yourself as you are. People that are criticizing you are insecure themselves too. People know just a fraction of who you are. Their perception of you has nothing to do with you. It's their fear and limitations. Stop suppressing what you're feeling. Socialize more with people that are supporting you and believing in your dreams and your goals. You have that choice. Do what makes you happy. Always. Choose to trust yourself. Choose to love yourself the way you are. Do what makes you happy. So this is for today, dear originals. Dare to claim your voice, your power, and your strengths by making healthy habits and bold choices and massive action. Information without the action is zero. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you liked it. Comment in the section below if you have any questions. And subscribe if you haven't. And hit that notification bell to be the first to know when I upload a new video. So this is for today. Dare to claim your voice, your power, and your strength by making healthy habits and choosing to go back to origins of yourself and listen to your instinct. Till next time, I am going back to origins and I'm taking you all with me. Grab tight and enjoy the ride. Much love, peace, and tons of blessings. Mwah!